Hey, 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 good morning, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are located. Hopefully, you guys can hear me okay. This is actually going to be my first time streaming a drop. So, you're actually going to see the technique that I use. We're going to kind of go through some of the updates that we heard in the recent AMA. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. I usually use my microphone, but trying to make sure that this one works okay as well. All right, I see a couple people hopping in here. Good morning, Ecomi fam. Can't wait for the stamps drop. I can't either. I am very excited for the stamps drop after all that research that I did. And I think that they're going to be super undervalued. And I can't wait to see just how well they do. I mean, they're like what, $6? I can't wait to see, just how much we end up liking these things, especially as we see more and more of the stamp space coming in. But we've got 18 minutes until the first drop today. So don't forget that there are 2 drops today. There will be another one 4 hours after the first drop. We have the Marvel drop and then the stamps drop. And there's a bunch of stuff to go through real quick. And I have an alarm going off. I'll pull up my phone and actually show you what I'm doing on screen when I'm trying to go for this drop. And we'll go from there. But I've got some content to go through with you guys, as there was that recent AMA on Friday that kind of talked about some pretty big updates that we should really address. Shout out to Isaiah, who just said, when you think comics going back to all-time highs. Ooh, thanks for the super chat, Isaiah. I think what's going to happen is it's going to be like normal waves where you see, obviously, comics shot up from like September all the way well into October, and then have now kind of like started tapering down. I think there'll be like constantly like a teeter-totter effect with collectibles and comics. But I think when we get more and more fans from comics in, that's probably when we see a lot more, or when we see like a really, really big comic coming. So we will see more and more coming in. I think more like we have some of the big, well-known ones like Marvel #1 and Spider-Man, but we'll see what happens as we get more and more larger comics in as well. So the first big piece of news that we have was, of course, that Andre Jek. So if you haven't seen this video yet, how to make millions with NFTs, Veve OMI. This came out yesterday, so not even 24 hours, and 104,000. Hopefully, future Ecomi OMI fans and Veve users have now seen it from his channel, which has 1.74 million. It's a 16-minute video. His ability to edit and then purvey information is really unmatched. I mean, like, if I learned how to edit like him, oh man, like I need to take a class from him or something, because his ability to edit and then purvey information is incredible. So this was a great intro video to new users potentially into the Ecomi and Veve fam. And he is full fanboy now. Like he even straight out came out and said, like, I'm addicted to this. Like he spent almost $12,000 on a secret rare Spider-Man, the animated one, obviously. And that, like, yeah, he just very much had a passion into it. He showed him playing with his Spider-Man. Like, I think this will be a great video for new users to come into the app, for people to understand how undervalued Ecomi OMI is. And he even threw out a 17-cent OMI price prediction. He didn't say when, but he does have a longer hodl mentality now around it. So originally we were kind of afraid, like, oh, he's going to probably sell off once he gets back to, recoup his high that he bought in at. But it sounds like he's in it for the long run. He is now officially one of the Ecomi fam, an OMI homie, and I couldn't be happier to have someone with this much reach and fandom now a part of our community. So this is exciting, and very happy to welcome Andre to the family. The next big piece of news actually came out, actually, before we get into it. Why did I pull this up? So obviously we're waiting for the Disney piece. So in the AMA on Friday, obviously it was to celebrate the Disney, license that was coming in. And in case you haven't caught some of my other videos around the Disney license, David, you kind of touched on the fact that the partnership is not just the one Disney or Pixar or Star Wars. He said that they have most of Disney's brands. So there's a big umbrella of companies and brands and characters all underneath Disney. And I've touched on that as well. I mean, Disney owns History Channel. They own National Geographic. They own Fox. They own ABC. There are so many so much IP just underneath this one IP that it's really exciting to hear Dan say that they have most of Disney's brands, that it's a multi-year partnership. And even Jeremy Padower, Uncle Jeremy, the global toy licensor, master global toy licensor of Pokemon, came on and did say that it is unheard of to have this much IP under one roof. And I mean, that's enough praise and enough excitement right there to just tell you that, they're doing something right, right? Like they have so many licensors queued up, tiered up, just waiting to basically unveil their NFT projects on Veve. Like they have a big, queue of who knows which licensors, and they never again lead with their best. So Disney is incredible, Pixar is incredible, Star Wars is incredible, but what else is lurking, just waiting to be revealed? And I'm obviously very hopeful for Pokemon. I'm hopeful for, like Magic the Gathering cards. I'm hopeful for many things to come. Especially now that they just announced the government agency, with USPS, like that is a big partnership. What if we have NASA? What happens if we have, just more ties into actual institutions? This is really cool to see. And there's a lot more that's, again, lurking in terms of other IP that they have that we have yet to see. The next big piece of news that they did say on the AMA is that Immutable X migration had, of course, another optimization issue. And so while phase 2 was supposed to be completed about a week and a half ago, it did take longer because that phase 2 piece is reminting all of the collectibles from GoChain onto Immutable X. So when you think about it, I think when you look at Butt Thompson's Excel sheet, there's well over 1 million collectibles. Like, think about that. There are well over 1 million Veve NFT collectibles that have been minted, purchased up, and now have to be all moved successfully with as little to no glitches or issues as possible onto a whole nother blockchain that we already all own. So that is a step and a half. And so that will be the end of phase 2. But they did say that will be coming the end of this week, maybe some bleed into next week. But they said on Friday, end of this week. So look for there should probably be like another, shutdown on the app, or, something that where it's offline for a little bit. And that is the indicator that we're entering into phase 3, which phase 3 is, of course, the OMI migration. So we'll be seeing everyone moving their tokens from GoChain to Immutable X. There are 3 options, which is on the Veve app, which is automatic, exchanges automatic, and token swap, which is manual. There'll be more coming out around this once we're actually active in it, but it sounds like it is coming in the next few days, hopefully here. Shout out to Fun Under the Sun for the super chat. Thanks for all you do, Taps. Thanks for all you guys do. I mean, you guys come in here, you guys watch my content, you're active in the Ecomi fam, you guys support, what we do. I'm happy to always be engaging with you guys and to always be purveying information, like, as I research it, as I do my due diligence, and then kind of reiterate it back to, these are my thoughts, this is what it means. And so I appreciate you guys for all that you do in supporting, me, my channel. And yeah. All right, we've got about 11 minutes until the drop. So I'm going to keep moving through some of these things, and I'll get to questions probably right after the drop. The next big piece that they did say was with MTL. So they also said, and I always get nervous when they have all these things kind of stacking up on each other, because things are going to take priority. But they also said MTL will be opening to the first tier of users the end of this week as well. So for those of you should know what MTL is at this point, but it is the money transfer license. It's the ability to transfer out gems into fiat. And I actually just got a really good question from a comment on my my last video. Someone asked, do you know if it'll be like how many different currencies we'll be able to turn into from those gems? And that is a fantastic question. I think that should be addressed in the next AMA, or maybe it'll be addressed in the MTL article once it comes out. Who really knows? Because I don't know. Like, I doubt it's just USD, but we could see, maybe it's pounds, USD, yuan. Like, I'm not really sure, but I thought that was a pretty strong question that I didn't even think of. And so they will be doing it to the first tier of users. So imagine it'll be a staggered approach. And so that way there isn't just like everyone cashes out right away, which I actually think people will be hodling pretty hard now that the the Master Collector program has been announced. We know about land grabs, and I think that'll be a while before anyone really just fully sells out. Like if I were to sell all my collectibles today, it would be well over 50 grand. And I don't want to sell any because I'm holding until land grabs. I'm holding for Master Collector points. I see some super chats. Thanks so much, Jason Lawrence, for the $5 super chat. Taps, thanks for all you do. OMI VV fam, when will the VeVeVerse come into play? So thank you, Jason. The VeVeVerse was announced to be coming, they said about 6 months, I guess now a month ago. So I guess that would put us at April. But I believe most likely we'll probably see it rolled out sometime in Q2 of 2022, and it probably will be the back end. And people will probably be able to buy land either the end of Q2 in 2022 or maybe the beginning of Q3 2022. So that would put us sometime around, I guess, June, July for the first time to buy land. But we'll be seeing plenty of things coming and more visibility into what the VeVeVerse looks like leading up to that. And like that's part of the buildup, right? Is like when we actually see a trailer for the VeVeVerse or that first Medium article. I mean, that's when people really lose it. So thank you for that super chat. Next super chat. Thanks to Craig Little for the $5, £5 super chat. Could you see a situation where Facebook acquire, go into partnership with Veve? The licensing model and the AR VVR app seem perfectly aligned. I agree. I mean, we haven't seen enough visibility of what Meta, like Facebook, is building, right? So we've seen Facebook Horizons, but that's pretty simple, and they might keep it somewhat simple so everyone can understand it, right? Like Minecraft, Roblox, like the more simplistic, the more everyone really can understand it. So they may keep it kind of similar to Horizons. They'll probably stack a lot more into it. I could see where they could partner with Veve. I don't see that they'll be buying Veve because whoever ends up buying Veve is going to probably want some tie to actual augmented reality wearables. And so I could probably see either Apple or maybe even Disney because of the IP and branding eventually buying them. But that probably wouldn't be well into like 2026 to 2030 at some point where that would even be an option because they're not looking to sell out anytime soon. And so I do believe that it'll be quite some time before we have to even think about our bread and butter, our love, Ecomi and Veve selling to another company. Yeah, so MTL is supposed to be coming end of this week, maybe some bleed into next week, possibly. But they also did say that there will be a big app update that is supposed to be rolling out this week as well, which will update the main page. It'll update the coming soon page and a restructure for more visibility into comics and collectibles. So we know that the UI is not amazing. They will be doing more and more to update it. And so we'll see how that'll be coming out, and maybe there'll be some new functionality in there as well. The bigger piece of news that I am really excited about is they said that the Veve Showroom V2 is ready to go. And this is again from that AMA on Friday. And they said coming right before Disney. So we know Disney is coming November 7th through the 12th. And so that only gives us, what, 5 or 6 days or so. But they did say they need to make sure there are no issues, and there will be a promo video showing its beauty coming soon. So, I mean, just from the pictures, it looks absolutely stunning, and I can't wait to see it. We know that there's going to be like this main showroom and then like an empty showroom where you can almost put things on like your own kind of customizable display. I can't wait to see this. It looks night and day difference, and really, really excited. So we have about 5 minutes until the drop, so I have some more news to go through, but let's go ahead and get to the Marvel Digital's Comic Ultimate Drop. I can't wait to do this. Let's get my phone going and make sure we are good to go. I'll make sure I've got this all going. Ah, there it is. Get this guy out of here. Okay. So for those of you, I mean, most of you should already know how to do the drops at this point, right? So I'm not sure what you guys use for technique. Personally, my technique is to, let's not do that. That full screen's not exactly pretty. My technique has always been to go ahead and get that guy out of here, is to do the align gate. That's what's been effective for me. So we go to digital comics. We're going to click into Ultimates 1, see the drops. So I align right there. And then what I do is I go boom, 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 boom. And that has been effective for me. I know plenty of people do the rhythm gate where you like are able to time it, and I don't know how you guys are so good with timing. Like I've seen Johnny Dunn do that, and it's been really effective for him. I suck at it. Every time I've tried, I've failed. And so just in case some of you don't know, this is kind of that gray area, right? Like I know some people don't like it. I know some people do like it, but I use two devices. I use my phone and then I use my iPad. No, I do not have more than one account. I have just my main account, but for some people who don't know, you can sign in to the same Veve account on multiple devices and use both devices to try for the drop. And that's how like families are, like they have dads, moms, kids, aunts, uncles, grandparents, all on multiple devices on the same account trying for drops, and people have basically like a family gathering for these now. So it is pretty exciting to see, but if you aren't aware, you can do this. And this is what I do is I have two devices and I go for it at the same time. I'd say I probably get every other drop with comics. So let's see how today goes. This one's pretty cool. I don't really know this comic well, but I still want it, right? Because to me, like I'm more of a digital collectible guy, but what are the comics? They're basically your digital lotto ticket, right? So that's how I see them. And if I've still never gotten a secret rare, so hopefully one day I get a secret rare. Trying to make sure my timers are lined up. Yep. Okay. But hopefully one day I get a secret rare. I'm a strong part of the common gang. Also, everyone, please make sure that you hit that like button. Again, let the fam know that we're here, that we're doing this together. Good luck, everyone. I hope you get 17 secret rares all to yourself. And of course, I mean, this will probably shoot up. I don't know how big this comic is personally. I saw that it came out sometime around 2004 to 2008. So I think the older series tend to do better in terms of comics. So this one, my guess is if you get a secret rare, it'll probably shoot up to around 1,000 to 1.4 in terms of value. But let's see. All right, we've got 48 seconds, fam. Let's get these comics. I got the two devices here going. All right. 30 seconds. Rick Rank says rhythm technique good for musicians. I bet. I mean, I am a musician, at least was a while back. I played bass for about 8 years. I can somewhat play basic piano, a couple things, but man, I am not good at rhythm gate. All right, here we go. 8 seconds. Let's see if we got it. Hold your breath. Come on by now. This one's making moves. Not the one on screen. Oh man, I agree. Tiger Snow says buggy. It is a little buggy. Maybe Andre Jik just brought the noise with all of the new Veve users. It's spinning. It says confirm purchase. I hope I don't see the buy now yet. That one says no, it failed. But this one, what? It's giving me a spinning bar that says confirm purchase. Come on. Oh, now they're both doing it. Yeah, this is buggy. Not sure what's going on. Nick Onzu says sold out. Oh, if it takes my gems. This is probably the most buggy drop that we've had since what, May? Like we had one a while back that was kind of no go, sold out. All right, so what do? We try for the rebound. So we go back in and out of the drop to see if we can get a chance. It is going very slow. It's not even loading. This is crazy. Oh, the drop time, it's back. Yeah, this is pretty buggy. This is not oh, I got one. What? I got one. All right. Hey, look at that. Not sure how that happened, but happy to see that I got one. This one must have actually gone through. It was on my iPad. It was spinning for quite some time, and it said confirm buy, so I guess it did go through. All right. Well, I wish it was on my phone that had worked, but man, that sucks that we were able to see the drop time again, and that is definitely buggy. I've actually been lucky enough once to actually get a rebound about 4 minutes after that initial time. So you never know. If you're not doing this, I highly recommend that you do. I usually do it for about 4 minutes after, just because about 2 minute mark, minute and a half, 2 minute mark, you'll usually be able to see eventually that sold out button pop back up the buy now. And it's literally like the failed captchas and everyone was rushing to do the exact same thing. But occasionally it'll be another failed captcha. And so right around that 4 minute mark, you can sometimes get another one, but it's fast fingers. It's just kind of everyone racing to get it. And that's what I'm trying for now. I would love to be able to nab a second one on the drop, but my fingers are definitely slow this morning. All right, we're giving up here. All right, so that was the drop, and it was not clean, unfortunately to say. It looks like we got a bunch of the fam who got some, though. Let's see, we got Andrew says, your device does not meet our security requirement. My iPad said the exact same thing, but it went through. So I'm not sure if you exited out. I would just make sure that, when you see that, maybe ignore it. But clearly there is something that was buggy about this. I don't know if we just got a big influx of new users, but it looks like it said the same thing to Andrew Ellis. Shout out to Andrew Ellis and his channel as well. Make sure you go subscribe. He does great content. Yeah, the security thing did pop up my iPad, then eventually went away. But I can see what? Le Millionaire Ularu got 3. I don't know how many devices you're using, but congrats there. I usually am able to get like one every other drop. Collectibles are much harder there. So congrats to everyone. Congrats, Brian Dismook. He got one as well. Crypto Eno got one on the rebound. Congrats, Crypto Eno. I mean, rebounds are really, really effective. I've probably been able to nab at least about 4 or 5 different rebounds. My first rebound ever was actually a Jade Cthulhu, which was back during the first Comic-Con. And I remember seeing people saying that you could do that. And I was like, oh, I'll try it. Like, let's see if it actually works. And I got one. So now every single drop, even if I get one, I'm still trying for the rebounds because I've been able to get one on the drop and then a second one on the rebound. So I think I even got a which one was it? Not the King comic, a different, like another comic from the rebound. So congrats to everyone who was able to nab one. Again, I've got some more news coming. How do I get rid of this screen? Give me 1 second here. Still got that phone app going. Boom. Okay. So we have a few more updates to go through. Again, we were just on the, what was it? The version showroom 2. Dan did say there will be a promo video coming, and I can't wait to see just how beautiful it is. The other big update that they mentioned during the AMA was talking about points, right? And the Master Collector program, which, I mean, it is comprehensive. I know some people aren't happy with kind of how they're treating comics in the Master Collector program, and I get it. Like, you know, I do think that they could maybe tier up secret rares a little bit, or at least give it a little bit of a broader spectrum, because they are so hard to get. I'm not so much a comic collector on the app. Like, I always have one of every comic, no matter what, you know, rarity it is. That's just kind of my way of going. And I have quite a few, like, you know, I have a lot of common comics because I'm trying to get, you know, some points. But it goes into many, many different things. A couple different things that really jumped out was the ability to choose to burn some of your extra collectibles, which I think is pretty cool. They did say that'll be a piece tied directly to the Master Collector Program Pro. But what I am really excited to get more information on is, oh, hold on a second. We've got a super chat here. I'll go into like what they said around the point side as well. But Real Talk says, was the USPS stamp deal on your radar? If so, do you have any announced gems? Thanks. No. That took me by so much surprise, this USPS deal. If you haven't seen my recent video, I went all through it. I went through how working with a government agency is pretty massive and what it could mean. Like, they're almost like a test case to go into other potential, you know, government agencies, and them doing well. Of course, they're going to sell out. Like, you know, this is also the first time we're seeing digital NFT stamps on Veve, at least the stamp artwork, right? So, and I actually went into what is happening in the NFT space with stamps already. Austria was one of the first ones to actually do this. They actually created stamps with the, you know, the QR code, and what happens is you have an app tied to it. You scan it, and it shows like the whale is asleep on the app, and then you scan it, and the whale awakens. And these, like, that's what's beautiful about NFTs, is they are forgery proof. And so when you think about the ability to forge stamps and other, you know, other forms, other contracts, things like that, NFTs are perfect for government agencies. They're perfect for all types of contracts in different ways of authenticating, making sure something is legit. And so it really makes sense for stamps. So I showed how Austria did that. I showed Stamp DAC, which is building an entire platform around it. They're building a stable coin called Post, and their own coin called Stamp that is not governance, but it has some kind of utility tied in. And so this is smart of Veve because they see that this is going to be something maybe in a year, couple years, and they got ahead of this sooner than later. And for those of you who don't know, I will not be able to stream this one, but coming at 12 p.m. PT, the USPS Series 1 Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos, will be coming at 12 p.m. today, I believe, right? It's the 2nd, I believe. Pretty sure it's coming today. Yep, coming today, $6. There will be 7,000. That's not a lot. 7,666, 6,666. So there'll be what? 10,000, 20,000. So roughly around 22,000 or so dropped. I mean, we just saw the comics sell out instantly, right? I mean, the stamps, I hope they don't sell instantly. I hope people undervalue them, because I think that they actually will hold value pretty well as the space started to kind of evolve, right? So these are pretty cool. I actually seen some people are going to their local post office to actually get the physical versions. Thanks for the question, Real Talk. Real Talk also, thanks for the super chat. Also says Polkadot. Man, I've held Polkadot for quite some time. Polkadot, of course, will be big. You know, like, I hold some of the not underrated, the ones who, the Ethereum killers, who have definitely a place in what's going to be like strong blockchains and building out very vast ecosystems. So of course I hold Polkadot and Cardano and Matic and, I wish I held IMX, but unfortunately the ICO did not allow for US. But there's plenty of other crypto that I do hold, and they're just long holds. Like I bought them long time ago. I think, over a year at this point, and just sit on them and wait for them to actually become something. And there's so many projects that are building out like Polka Bridge and Polka Starter and all these things on Polkadot that we know it's going to be very successful. And so I do hold that. But let's get back to some of the things that we were discussing. I was touching on the point side with the Master Collector Program. So some of the updates they did say on the AMA side was on the points. So they did say the con exclusive tags and the first appearance tags do not receive any extra points. But they did say they will receive badges which count for points. So maybe the tags don't give you immediate points, but they said they will give you badges, and those badges will be able to be displayed, and those count for points. So it's kind of like they do. They didn't give really a whole lot of clarity around that, but it is something to consider. I'm still a fan of the CE tag. Obviously, FA still matters a lot more than FEs in most cases. So very much make sure that you're paying attention to the tags. And I think the what was weird was these Day of the Dead stamps are FE, right? Not FA. I could have swore someone said that they're FE. I'll need to take a look at them. Or maybe they don't even have a mentioned tag. But I think someone said they're FE, which doesn't make sense to me. And then another thing they did say about the mints. So people were kind of like, hey, I have like 151, or, I have this amount of mint. And they were thinking like how difficult it is to actually secure a 1 to 149 mint. And because you do get extra points in Master Collector Program if you have those low mints. But think about it, the first 40 are taken out of the ability for you to receive before you even get them. So that only really leaves 109 for you to be able to qualify for those points. So they did say potentially in the near future, they may be bumping that up to around 250 to 300. So I have been looking in the VV marketplace for like little things where they might say like, 220, 210, and I snag them up because I know people are not thinking about that. And I probably shouldn't be saying that while I'm trying for them, because now people will be thinking about it and doing the exact same thing I'm doing. But I'm always trying to give you guys information and trying to help out the community, even if it hurts my own collecting sometimes. So that is something to consider. Chimera says XLM. I'm a big fan of XLM myself as well. Real Talk, man, Real Talk's dropping the knowledge. Yep, mortgages, car titles, resumes, vaccine cards, event tickets, just getting into concerts. Really, NFT usability and utility makes sense for so much in real life that it is shocking that more and more are not adopting it. But plenty are already, and those who are getting into it now versus later are going to really be able to set themselves up, as well as plenty of companies who need a revitalization of their business. Like GameStop was on death's door until the whole squeeze happened with the stock and the whole community built up around it. But they had a revitalization of their business. They were raised from the dead, and they are stepping in NFTs, as well as many others are doing this, because it's not just a publicity stunt, but it's also a way to bring more value to a business that really hasn't been in the limelight for a while. So it's definitely something to look forward to as more and more jumping into it. Let's see. The next piece that I wanted to discuss was, David, you also said that there is a new type of collectible coming in January. So what could that be? I mean, we're all waiting for some form of music, some form of audio. I think knowing that Disney owns Walt Disney Records and Hollywood Records does mean that we could possibly see maybe vinyls come to your showroom where you could play Disney music or some kind of music in your showroom. Maybe there's some customization there. We could see something with National Geographic, right? Like maybe like actual landscapes where you could see space like laid out over your VV showroom, or like an aquatic scene or the Sahara. Something like that would be really cool. I mean, there's so many verticals that we know are coming, and who knows what it could be? Like the digital product could be. What was the? I showed it in the recent video. Top things to collect. Top things to collect are antique furniture, which I mean, if we just got furniture for our VV houses, our VeVeVerse houses would be pretty incredible. So vinyl records is number 2. So I do think the chance of having vinyl records is possible. We clearly already have comic books, coins, maybe. Currency is pretty much just cryptocurrency in general. Trading cards is what I'm very hopeful for because, again, I did speculate in the past that Pokemon trading card game would be most likely the first thing that we could see on our VV apps before we actually see the actual Pokemon collectibles on there, and maybe even Magic the Gathering dolls and toys. We have the surprise dolls, and the reason why I say trading cards and like with Pokemon, and like everyone always goes, "Well, how do you know? How do you know?" Right? Let's go to Vagabond Games. Vagabond Games and Collectibles. This is David Yu's company. It is one of his many, many stores that he owns, right? We can see Yu-Gi-Oh!, see Digimon trading card game. Trading card games. We can see Dragon Ball, Digimon, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon Pro, Ultra Pro Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, more MTL, or not MTL, MTG, Magic the Gathering. I don't know, man. I used to play Magic all the time in high school. In fact, my saying back then, I mean, surprise, surprise, I'm a huge nerd and have always been. I used to always say in high school, the only thing I'll ever be able to tap are my Magic cards, and my friends used to get a pretty good kick out of that. So yeah, this is why I constantly say that I feel the likelihood that we'll see Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And probably Magic the Gathering in card form on the app. And maybe we won't be able to play it right away because but that would be awesome. That would bring so much more community involvement into the actual app and have us spend more time in the app as well, which we do get points for. But you know, that's a whole lot of UI that would need to be built in to make it clean enough. But the ability to collect them on the app, just be able to hold those cards would be something because this is already something that plenty do. I've seen collecting cards on like Bondly, obviously on Immutable X with Gods and Chains. So this is definitely something that we could see in the near future as well. All right. Oh, shout out to Art Bouge. Art Bouge, haven't seen you in a little bit. Did you notice a lot of people having issues with their OMI wallets? Are we seeing the immutable migration? I heard something around it, and I know that we've been seeing some weirdness between different exchanges as well with Bit4X, and I think someone said something around OKX as well. Um, it's possible, right? Like there's a lot of bugginess happening, not only just on the app, but possibly with some of the exchanges as well. And so that could be them making these final moves to make it happen with the next phase 3 of Immutable X as well. So that is, let's see if I got the comic, by the way, or like which comic I got. Oh, I hope I got Secret Rare. You know what's funny is usually I don't actually get it delivered until the marketplace already opens up, but let's see if I actually got nope, nothing delivered yet. So I did get one order pending, but nothing delivered as of yet. Hopefully you guys got a Secret Rare, Ultra Rare, something great. Just a reminder again that we do have the Day of the Dead USPS Series 1. Series 1. So we know that we're going to be seeing more stamps coming. So maybe they just stay consistent with the holidays. Maybe we see like a Thanksgiving stamp or a Christmas stamp, or like I said in my last video, maybe we see holiday cards come. Which if you have not seen my last video, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure that you hit the notification bell so that way when I do come out with new content, you see it. And also make sure you hit that like button so that way, again, more people can come in, see the drops, see the content, hang out with us in the chat room here, and make sure that you're being a part of the community. So that is the drop that is coming later today in approximately 3 hours and 40 minutes. I will be working, so I will not be able to stream that, unfortunately, but I wish all of you luck. Let's get to some of the comics before we need to hop. Ronnie Madero asked, this is live? Yes, Ronnie, this is live. How are you doing? I hope you are enjoying the drop, even though it was very buggy, as we've able to see. Andrew Ellis says, imagine a VV Pokemon trading card tournament. I can't. Like, oh man, I would end up playing on the actual. I know there's like a website where the trading card game, and they're actually doing a facelift. Oh, that is actually something to share real quick as well. What is it called? Pokemon trading card game online. Saw something about how they're going to be updating it, and the user base is not very strong. Like they have a ton of users, but active users they don't. So this is something that already exists, and people can play. So if we actually did have the ability to play this on Vivi, I would absolutely start playing this version just to get up to speed on all of the. It's been a long time since I played Pokemon. I still have my Pokemon cards, but I saw something about how they're going to be moving to a new version or updated version coming. Let's just see if I can find the information I saw earlier. New free digital Pokemon trading card game coming soon. TCG, the trading card game live will not only allow players to build their own decks as well as online battles, but they can customize their own avatars and complete daily quests. So there is a new version coming. We don't have a date on when though. But the fact that there is a new version coming, Pokemon's doing a lot. Like I've noticed that there's a bunch more information coming out, like new games, like just more awareness to Pokemon as of the past, really 2 months. And so I'm wondering if they're doing like full steam ahead, just more visibility into Pokemon as more and more games are starting to compete in the space. Let's see. Live is expected to receive a soft launch for mobile devices starting in Canada and for PC and Mac later this year. All right, there you go. So it sounds like it might be coming sometime in December for this new website. But oh man, I really hope we at least get the ability to collect the cards sometime in the app, because once they announce Pokemon, I've already done an entire video on just how massive Pokemon will be to the NFT world. They're perfect for NFTs. It would be great if you had to like burn 3 Pikachu in order for it to evolve to Raichu, which creates more scarcity. It creates more, buying in the app, something along those lines. Or maybe you need to hold, let's say, you know, 5 electric type in order to receive a Thunderstone, and that's what allows you to evolve your Pikachu into a Raichu, or maybe that's what allows you to evolve your Voltorb into an Electrode. Something along those lines would be pretty cool as well. But we're getting into the Pokemon stuff, which I try not to do too much. But yeah, I'm hopeful for that as well. Let's see. I can take a few more comics, and then we got to hop. Got to start my day. It is 8:25 here in California. Let's see. Jesse says same here, still pending. Yep, mine is as well. No, Giovanni. Giovanni said, I woke up so late. Oh, you missed the drop. That's okay. There's another one coming in 3.5 hours. So good luck on that one, Giovanni. Robert says, I can develop a better VV app. They're hiring, man. Like they said that they're hiring. I don't know about UI, but they said they're hiring for developers, which I imagine as they continue to scale, they'll probably always be hiring for some solid developers. So go apply. I mean, if I had that technical ability, I would immediately apply to Vivi right now, because I would love to be either an affiliate or actually working directly with the team. Like if I could throw Ecomi and Vivi on my LinkedIn and say that I work for the company that I'm most passionate about, that would be an absolute dream. But I don't have any coding ability, unfortunately. Most of my abilities have run into the realm of like advising, consulting, sales, directly understanding technology and research. That's pretty much in like some marketing, but that's pretty much where my skills lie. So unless they hire out on that side, need some like a director of, communication, or not communication, sorry, director of channel partnerships or a director of outreach, something along those lines. Unfortunately, I don't have the ability to code, but you do. So I would recommend you apply to Ecomi and Vivi. No problem. Yeah, that drop was pretty buggy. Hopefully they address it here. Let's see. Daniel asks when T-Rex. Oh man, when drivable T-Rex, right? But just when T-Rex, when Jurassic Park. Not sure. I did touch on when I think it would be coming. There is the season 4, I believe, of this animated series that will be coming to Netflix that is tied to Jurassic Park. It's like Crustaceous something, that'll be coming out, I think, in November. So maybe they're aligning it with that. At least that's my speculation because there've been so many big IPs coming. Like, when do we get Jurassic Park? When do we get Street Fighter? When do we get some of the other big ones that we've known about? But there's a lot to see still coming. Let's see. Asof asked, "Do you think Vivi has value with the exclusive licenses? I think the app has to bring more values and create their own brands." So, I mean, and some of these aren't exclusive, right? Like, that's what's great is the space is so nascent that many of these licensors can build and do things with other, blockchains and other projects, but they're bringing the most IP again under one roof that they can really do what they want. Like, this USPS thing came out of nowhere and it surprised all of us. Like, we didn't expect this at all. And that's what I think we're going to continue to see. They said there's going to be a lot more licensors being announced, and they're clearly delivering on that, right? So we got not just Disney, but Disney, Pixar, Star Wars. We just got a government agency, USPS. What else could be in the wings, right? Like, like the value is that they have so much IP that they don't even have enough time to roll out everything at once. They have so many balls that they're juggling in the air all at once that I think they're really their biggest miss is that they just need to scale up the team like double tomorrow. But there's money there, there's training, there's education, there's a learning curve that comes into, Vivi, Ecomi, understanding NFTs, understanding what their goal is, what they're driving to, signing NDAs so no one slips. And yeah, so there's a lot of elements that go into it. So it isn't just a flip of a switch to hiring people, but I do believe that is something that they do need to do to continue to scale. Let's see. Energy. Hey, welcome, man. Good vibes. Good vibes, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Tuesday? Yes, Tuesday, at least in my part of the world. Congrats to AJH. I got 2 comics in the drop using the same phone. What? Oh, nice. Hopefully you got one on the rebound. That's pretty incredible. Good job. I only got one. Yep. Infamous Gandhi says there is definitely a scarcity of devs in the crypto space. Definitely, man. Web3 developers are basically one of the hottest titles that you can even have right now. Let's see. We have a few more that I can take. Angela says energy is legend. Yep, I completely agree. Love the NFTs that Energy came out with, including, yeah, I think that was Energy who created those, which appreciate that, man. Let's see. Ronnie says, based technical analysis, it's creating an inverted head and shoulders on the 1 hour time frame. In other words, it's a bullish pattern being formed and it's almost complete. I mean, what did we just talk about today? Immutable X, phase 3, migration of the coins coming. Andre Jik, over 100,000 people have seen that video in probably around, I guess, 18 hours it's been out, and over 100,000 people have already watched it. So there's a lot of things that are coming that are very bullish, and the fact that the technical analysis is showing that we're entering into a bullish pattern is great, and happy to hear it. OMI is extremely undervalued and can't wait to see it reclaim all-time high. And then, oh man, when it shoots past a cent, all the naysayers, everyone who's been kind of waiting, that's the mistake people make is they're like, well, like I'm not ready to jump into it. Like, it's still lower than where it was at all-time high, but then it's going to hit that and then they jump in. But then you missed half of your gains, right? Like it just doesn't make sense to me. You know it's going to reclaim, it's going to be higher than where it is today. So not financial advice, of course, but why wait? Let's see. I agree, Andrew. Hiring the right people is so important, especially with the vision that the likes of David has, hoping this does continue to increase. I completely agree. Floki Nation asks, why hasn't OMI listed on any big exchanges yet? And that is because they were waiting for Immutable X, which they're moving from GoChain to Immutable X. So that way they don't have to go through the hassle of all of the new exchanges, changing the pairings, going through that. So it is about to happen. Of course, the Immutable X, I did ask the question of Dan on the last AMA saying, do we need to wait for everyone to migrate before you announce exchanges? And he said, no, we do not need to wait until everyone migrates. So I imagine what will happen is phase 3 will start. Maybe we see a week or two of people migrating over, and then they announce, we know they've been sitting on at least 3 exchanges, so that's when they'll do some exchanges. I'm hopeful for Binance before the end of the year, maybe even Coinbase. Most of these exchanges want OMI because of the community, because of how popular the coin is. So we will see exchanges happening before the end of year for sure, just not sure which ones. All right, I'll take 2 more questions and then I've got to hop, everyone. So Tiger Snow asks, what do you think about what you told me in comments of your last video with the Starbucks drops or other drinks brands? So AMA, I guess, 2-3 weeks ago, we know that we're waiting on one big type of new NFT or something along those lines, is what David said. And David being David, he used us, but he also is a big fanboy himself. And he was excited and he's like, oh, well, we have a big brand coming out, and I wish I had his perfect hair. And he said it's something around, it's something that everyone drinks every day. So that could be Coca-Cola. I don't drink Coca-Cola every day, but it could be Coca-Cola because they've already done NFTs. It's a big brand. We could see like the polar bears, or we could see like the Coke bottles, like the old vintage ones from like the 60s or the 40s or whatever. That would be really cool. But we could see Starbucks. Like, most people drink coffee every day. So, I drink coffee every day. I don't drink Starbucks every day, but I drink coffee for sure every day. Which, cheers. I actually haven't. Oh man, I'm nursing my coffee right now. But yeah, so Starbucks is a possibility, especially with what David said, and that would make sense since it is something that we drink every day. We drink water every day, but I mean, are we going to really clamor for Aquafina or whatever major Voss, whatever major water brand you really want to bring to the table? No, it's going to be something that's probably going to have a large brand behind it, like Starbucks. Yes. Hey, wow, really? We have 213 people watching. Shout out to West Coast Guy. Give this man a thumbs up. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to the drop. And yes, please hit that like button. Please leave a comment after this video posts in the comment section, so that way people can kind of see how to do the drop, right? Like, Andre Jick just brought the noise. He just brought more people into the family, and clearly he doesn't really know how to do the drop very well either because he showed it and he strikes out, right? So on this video, I did show how I do a line gate. I was able to nab one. It doesn't work perfectly every time. There's a line gate, there's rhythm gate, there's plenty of little techniques to do. There's also when they move the actual button and it doesn't pop into the second, there's like a little crease in between the 2 boxes. I think VeVeVault called it Space Gate, where there's like a little space and you just hit that space, or like you just basically jam on it. And that has been effective for me as well in getting those when you don't have the buy button now pop up at that last second. But yeah, Coca-Cola for Christmas. That's a good point. They always have the commercials and all that coming at Christmas. So shout out Sami Thoma, Brendan Z. Thanks for all your support, man. I always recognize the homies who've been around and always leaving me comments on my videos. I appreciate you, Brendan Z. He showed himself successful hitting Captain America Zombie. Oh, he did hit the zombie. That's awesome. I don't. Does he do a line gate? I don't know if he does a line gate or he's just like boom and just like tries to get it. Hopefully he learned the ways by now. All right, so that will conclude the video. We've been on for, I think, just over an hour. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Make sure, again, that you tune in for the stamp USPS drop that is coming in about 3.5 hours' time. Good luck to everyone. I hope you get, the best stamps. I am really hoping that people sleep on these because I will be scooping up plenty in the marketplace myself. And yeah, thanks to everyone. Again, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications so you're alerted when you see my updates come up. And as always, thank you for your time and happy trading. Cheers, everyone. Have a great day.